So I remember walking home and I'm kicking stones and rocks and I'm just like, I need to slow down. The time I opened the door to get there, I found like my guidance and counseling teacher and my HOD. And I'm like, what the hell is happening? What did I do? Am I in trouble?
Yeah.
Is this the math assignment that I didn't do?
Yeah.
You know? They're like, sit down. And I sat down and they're like, Mama took ahead. Which means, your mom is late.
Passed, yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't like immediately cry. I was just like, you know that sound that you hear in movies? So it's like, it's also linked to my father, this whole story.
Yeah.
I wanted my father to see me. I had a conversation with him. I have like a little background with my dad. He didn't know of my existence at a particular time in my life. Like, I did become Miss Botswana, won the crown. Because
and you went to Miss World.
Yeah, the way I fought for that crown is because for me it was something bigger than just becoming. Yeah, like it was so intense and deep.
Yeah.
Like
Unscripted Moments with Bukamina Cebekhulu. It's a podcast, y'all.
Hello, good people, and welcome to Unscripted Moments with Bukamina Cebekhulu. Most of you are like, what is happening? She has a podcast. Yes, I've got a podcast. I've joined the podcast family. In this podcast, we are like-minded people that talk about things that we love, that talk about entertainment, that talk about serious stuff that human beings go through on a daily. We sit down and have serious conversations. And we also talk about entertainment and the ups and downs of life and where life has taken us and where life has put us, basically. So that's what we talk about in this podcast. We look to build a community with you. We hope you like, you subscribe, you comment, and you let your people at home know about this podcast called Unscripted Moments. But without wasting your time, I am sitting with one of the most beautiful human beings. She's not just beautiful on the outside, she is beautiful on the inside. I met her, I think 2022.
2022.
Is it 2022?
Yeah,
we'll talk about that.
I think so.
Yeah.
When did I first show on
the show?
On the show.
You guys already know who she is. Her name is Seneo Bambino Mabengano.
Let me help you.
Yes, that's why I'm looking at you, because I know I butcher your surname so much.
I butcher your surname.
I know, we butcher each other's surnames.
Do you remember the first time we met?
Yes.
I was like, can I call you Buga? You're like,
and you're like, no.
Call me Bukamina.
Yes.
Like, oh my goodness.
Because my thing is, just give that person their respect. That's why I was looking at you, because I know I'm going to butcher your name, but I'm going to say it 500 times, your surname 500 times, so that you also know that I'm not just going, can't say your surname, then that's fine.
Let's give up.
Yes, please. Mabengano.
But you know what's funny? It's Seneo Bambino Mabengano.
Yes.
We do have relatives who have Mabengani. So you are kind of saying it right.
But that's not
the
yours.
Other family. Yeah.
Exactly.
Related, but
not at all.
That's not
it. Welcome.
Thank you, my love. I'm so happy that you're finally doing this. Oh my God.
I've been talking about it for 5 years. Not even 5 years, more than 5 years.
Well, I've been around you for like 3 years.
Exactly.
So I know it's a thing.
I know.
You're always like, oh my God, I need to do this. I'm like, girl, get started.
I am so happy you agreed to come through.
Yeah,
thank you for coming. And I was telling everyone at home, I don't just love you from the outside. You're not just a beautiful person from the outside, you're a beautiful person from the inside. And I myself gravitate towards people that are authentic, people that there's no pretense.
True.
I'm an energy person, and I love your energy. I don't think I've ever said this to you ever. Have I?
You have, but in a different way. Because you know what's funny? We work together. Can I say the show?
Yes, we work together on Muvhango.
On Muvhango, yeah.
Yes.
I butchered that as well. I used to say Muvhango.
Same here, I used to.
Muvhango. And we used to have moments, you know?
Yeah.
It seemed like a mini little podcast, like
exactly,
right now.
Situation.
And we'll have these conversations. So I feel like it takes one to know one. Like I also gravitate towards you because of the things that you do, the books that you read, the conversations that we have.
We used to have a lot of conversations.
Deep conversations.
I know. Serious conversations.
In your dressing room.
Exactly.
Yeah. And we're supposed to be running lines.
Exactly.
And we're like, come on, we'll do it later.
That's why I really thought you'd be the perfect person to be the first person, first episode, first everything for my podcast. Because we literally have beautiful conversations. And we talk about everything underneath the sun.
Yeah.
Literally.
True.
So, Seneo, who is Seneo? Where was Seneo born? Where was Seneo raised? What kind of family do you come? I know it's a lot of questions, but it all forms into one. What kind of family do you come from? Do you have brothers and sisters? Who is Seneo?
You know, whenever I hear this question, like, tell me, who are you?
That's why I had to...
Who am I? Who am I? But,
that's why I had to put in the family so you know what I mean.
Okay, I understand. So Seneo is a creative.
Yes.
Yeah, she's a storyteller. She was born in Botswana, in a village called Madinare. Yeah, I'm kind of like, I got the best of both worlds, like village girl and, you know, city girl.
Yes.
Yeah, I was raised by my grandmother and my mom, who are late right now, both of them.
Yeah.
I have an older brother. His name is Katso. I don't talk about him a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're similar but different at the same time.
You siblings.
The
perfect way to
we used to fight when we were little, but now we're like best of friends.
We're the same, but we different. No, I get you.
I then later, because my mom passed away, I used to call my aunt, who's my mom now. Yeah, I called her Mama number 2. So I basically had like 3 mothers. Actually, so all
raised by the community.
Exactly. Yeah. So my mom's older sister, 2 older sisters were like Mama number 1, which is my mom. Yes. Mama number 2, Mama number 3, before she even passed away.
Yeah.
Then that happened. She passed away. Then Mama number 2 became my mom. You know, and I remember she was telling me before we went to the funeral. She's like, I'm your mother. I'm like, I know, but I'm not ready for that. You know,
this is the mother I need.
Yeah, exactly. But ever since up until now, she's like my favorite person. Like, she's my mother, and she's got 3 kids. Those are my siblings as well. So in total, I have 4. I have to count my dad's kids as well. Yeah. So I have my other 3 siblings, 2 girls and 1 boy. Bobo, Yo-Yo, Zizi. Those are the names.
Are those nicknames or real names?
Oh. No, actual names, but middle names.
Yeah.
Anyway,
at
home we call them that.
I get you.
Yeah. So that makes up my family.
Your family.
Yeah.
You know when we...
Sorry. Babe.
You know when you talk about your mother, is that something you'd like to talk about or no? Okay, are you okay with talking about? So my thing is, I know this is one of the things we had a conversation about as well when we were still working on Muvhango, because I also lost my mom.
Yeah.
And when I found out that your mom is no longer alive as well, it's one of the things I never wish on anyone.
Yeah, true.
And my thing is, how old were you when your mom passed?
I was 13.
You were 13.
I was just becoming a teenager.
When you need mom the most.
Exactly.
But how did you take that whole situation when your mom passed? How was it for you? Did you have time to grieve? Did someone sit you down and tell you that your mom has passed, or did you just figure it out yourself?
A bit of both, because I feel like even my family were not prepared to have a child who lost a mother. They're also somebody's kid, you know. They're not trained on how to deal with such issues. So they did their best. Maybe as I got older, I was like, that was not enough, because now I'm the new adult.
Yes.
And I look back and I'm like, they were also trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
So it was difficult, but not so much. The beauty of, I think God is just a beautiful thing.
Oh, yes.
Because at that particular time when it happened, it didn't register. You know, like, it didn't register. Like, you're not going to have this woman for the rest of your life. For me, it was it felt like it's just an event that's just happening at that particular time.
Yeah.
And we'll see, you know, it didn't register like, ma'am, you lost your mother.
A mother. And you were young as well.
I was.
And the reason I'm asking this question, because a lot of the times, especially when you're young, when you lose your mom and you're so young, you find that a lot of people were never sit down. No one ever sat them down and said, your mom has passed on and this is the situation now. You just see a lot of adults coming in and people crying and there's a funeral and only to find out, oh, wait, that's my mother, and life moves on and you shipped off to stay with a relative. How was the process for you after the passing of your mom?
Yeah.
You said you stayed with your grandmother. Who passed first, grandma or mom?
Okay, so before my mom passed away, I was already staying with my aunt, who's my mom now.
Yeah.
So I had this bond with her daughter because, I didn't have a lot of friends.
Yeah.
I was different. I grew up very different, being like mixed, especially in a village.
Yeah. It's like...
yeah. So I was already staying with her. So when it happened, I wasn't around. So my aunt was already there. So it happened, and we had the talk before we actually went to the funeral.
Oh, that's beautiful.
But she couldn't face me. I remember she told my guidance and counseling teacher to break the news to me. So I was called from class, and I remember running.
They told you in school?
No. So my aunt is a teacher.
Okay.
So I was at the same school that she,
Yeah.
I was living at like teacher's quarters.
I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you.
Is that what you call them here?
I don't know.
Teachers' houses?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I'd be lying.
So basically my class to home was just like a walking distance.
A walking distance.
So I just ran home, and I remember I was in my math class. I wasn't done with my homework, my assignment. So I was like, I need to prolong this walk.
Yes.
So that when I come back, this lesson is over. So I remember walking home, and I'm kicking stones and rocks, and I'm just like, I need to slow down. The time I opened the door to get there, I found like my guidance and counseling teacher and my HOD. And I'm like, what the hell is happening? What did I do? Am I in trouble?
Yeah.
Is this the math assignment that I didn't do?
Yeah.
They're like, sit down. And I sat down, and they're like, Mama head. Which means, your mom is late.
Passed, yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't like immediately cry. I was just like, that sound that you hear in movies, so it's like,
it's a long pause. It's like you freeze.
I heard that tone and everything, voices. I couldn't hear anything. I was just like, what?
Was mom sick, or was it a sudden death, or?
No, she was sick.
Okay.
There's a lot that happened before she passed. She had a car accident, and she also had underlying issues as well.
Yeah.
So now when, it finally
So it
happened.
wasn't
it's not something that we thought would
ever
happen.
You never do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So now when they did tell me, I was just like, oh my God. Then they walked out, and I remember now seeing my aunt. She couldn't look at me in the eyes. She told me through a mirror. Like I was lying on her bed, and she looked at me through a mirror talking to me. And she's like, from now on, I'm your mom. I'm here for you,
And that's one of the most beautiful things if you have family.
Yeah.
Because there's kids that go through something like that and they don't have family that will be like, listen, from now on, I've got you.
Yeah.
Even if they do have family that says, I've got you, they've got them because they want something from them.
Yeah.
They're not going to give them that love that family does need. Yeah.
You know what? For me, I feel like not everybody's prepared to take care of another person's child.
Of course.
So for me, I don't know, maybe I had matured at an early age, because the minute it happened, even though I did have someone who's like, listen, I must stick beside you. But in my head, I'm like,
I've got this.
Yeah, I need to take care of myself moving forward, because she's not going to be like mama, like.
Exactly. And that was going to be my next question of, did you find yourself growing a bit quicker than you would have if mom had been with you a bit longer? Or do you think that you were able to be a child even with your aunt being around and just be amongst the kids as well?
The funny thing is, like, this aunt, my mom, she treated me like her child.
Of course.
Yeah, but there was a part of me that grew, like, like, we need to grow up.
Exactly.
Because in my language, we call it setete. Like I was such a crybaby. you know.
Oh, in Zulu, butetema,
Yes,
sitete.
sitete,
Our honestly, our
exactly.
languages are cousins.
Similar.
Yeah.
So I was that, like, to my mom. I remember there was, like, I used to cry for things that I knew my mom was like,
yeah.
why are you crying for heels? You're like, what?
And you find that
7 years
auntie
old?
doesn't tolerate that, and
Yeah.
now you
Even if she did tolerate those things,
Yeah.
I feel like there was a shift in my mind.
Of course.
Yeah, like I just knew like I can't be doing those things to her, you know, and I wasn't taking advantage of. She was really nice, you know.
Yeah.
I remember even her actual daughter was like, I feel like you're treated better than I am.
Than I am.
And I'm like, but not really, not entirely, you know. Yeah.
That's beautiful to hear, though, that you had family, you had people that looked out for you, and you still do have family because you're constantly posting your family on your WhatsApp.
I love them so
And
much.
I love that for you. And I pray that God always protects that part of your life and makes it grow stronger than ever before. So let's go back to you being Miss Botswana. How did that happen?
Did people know before you actually said it? Okay.
I don't even know people that. I don't even think people knew that you actually Miss Botswana. Because I don't want to get to the whole Muvhango thing. I know most of South Africans know you as Khumo or Muvhango, but you were Miss Botswana.
Yeah.
You're not just Khumo or Muvhango. You are someone. Before the character, you are somebody. So how did being Miss Botswana happen? How did it start? How did you even decide you wanted to audition for that?
You know what happened? I feel like my mom sowed a seed when I was little.
Yeah.
Because I remember, I don't know which queen, it was probably Emma Warriors.
Okay.
She's a former Miss Botswana as well. When she won, my mom was still alive. And I remember my mom saying, one day you're going to be Miss Botswana too. That time, I'm such a tomboy. I think you know that side of me. Like,
Yes, I do.
I have a very boyish side.
Most artists have that boyish side to them. Because even...
Right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So I remember she said that and it didn't make sense to me at that particular time because I'm like... I'm not the girliest of, girls. So I don't know about that. Over time, started growing up and I was still a tomboy.
Yeah.
Then there came a moment in my life where I just felt like, hey, there's a lot to the story, by the way. My grandmother passed away. I auditioned right after the funeral. My grandmother passed away and I just felt like I need to do something meaningful with my life moving forward. I feel like at that time I felt like going to university and whatever wasn't enough because I was already in university. Yeah, I was in a business school called BAC in Botswana. So I was like, I feel like that's not enough.
How old were you?
I was 18.
You were 18. Oh, you were still so young.
I was still a baby.
Oh, you were.
I was 18 and I was like, this is not enough for me. And it's also linked to my father, this whole story.
Yeah.
I wanted my father to see me. You know, I had a conversation with him. I have like a little background with my dad. He didn't know of my existence at a particular time in my life. So I just felt like
so when you say sorry to cut you. So when you say you wanted him to see you, is it a physical see or like recognize me? I'm here. I'm crying out.
Exactly.
Hey, is it like a spiritual, emotional seeing?
So let me just give you the background of my dad.
Okay.
So my mom never told my dad that she had a baby. The reason why I'm called Seneo is because I was her gift. You know,
Seneo means gift.
Seneo means gift.
Oh,
she felt like you're my little gift. You know, if I tell this man, he's gonna take you from me because my dad is a white man from Greece.
Oh, and he stays in Greece.
He did stay. He was living in Greece at that time. He didn't know that he had a child. You know, he didn't know at all.
Yeah.
So then my mom passed away. So now I'm the one who broke the news to him. I traced him myself. I remember my mom, who's my aunt, hired someone. They failed to trace him.
Yeah.
Then my grandmother passed away. I traced my dad. Then found my dad. Had a conversation with him. I started off as though, because I could see so many similarities. I'm like, he's an artist. He paints. I paint.
So I know where I got this from.
Yeah, I draw. I didn't know this, you know? Like, oh my God, this thing is real. Like, you know, I took after my dad, you know? So looked him up, found him. Even the way I found him, I had to really dig.
I was about
deep.
to ask, so
Yeah.
how did you trace? If I had to trace someone, I wouldn't even know where to start.
I knew Greek people who were in the town that I was living in.
Oh, okay.
I went to each and every single one of them, and I was taking notes. What's his dad's name? And I'm writing down there.
Yeah. Okay.
So I did go online, and it's a popular name.
Mm-hmm.
So then I really got into, like, I just went to all these people and got to like the last detail, like of his life, his background, you know, his parents and all of that.
Yeah.
And I found him because of that.
That is interesting.
I know. One night I'm just on the computer
and you found him.
Voila. I found an article about him and his artwork.
Yeah.
And it talked about his family and his background. And that article on its own led me to his Twitter account. His Twitter account led me to his Facebook. And that's where I sent him the first message. I said,
wow.
Hi, sir. This leads to the Miss Botswana question. I'll get there.
Yes.
I was like, hi, sir. Your art is very interesting. You inspire me. I'm an artist too from Botswana. I didn't tell him right away. I didn't tell him off the bat because I was scared. And immediately he's like, what's your name again? I tell him my name, you know. Then he's like, where do you live? I tell him, I grew up here, here, here. And just when
sure he was putting two and two together.
Yeah. He's like, how old are you? When he said that, I was like, he's like, are you like 29? I'm like, no, sir, I'm 18. And you're my dad. I still have those messages right now. I can like turn to the camera. I'm telling you, they're still on Facebook. The magic of
I remember them because I think you have showed me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So then he's like, what? And I'm like, do you know this lady? So now I had I feel like I bombarded him with so much information.
Many things, yeah.
I was like, do you know so and so? Do you know so and so? Do you know so? I was even saying his business partners because I had done my research so much that it freaked him out. Like, how do you know so much about me?
Yeah.
I'm just a daughter who's trying to relate with, you know, her dad. And the funny thing is I already had someone who played that role in my life. Like right now, my aunt's husband is my father.
Yeah.
You know, and he's been my father even before my mom passed away. He's always been dad.
You've always had that father figure. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So now I just wanted to know my biological dad.
So but how was it meeting? Have you guys met? How was it meeting?
I'll get there.
Yeah.
So did the whole talking to him, then he got overwhelmed. He thought maybe I just want something from him or someone.
Stalking.
Exactly. So I remember I went to sleep excited and I was telling just about everyone, oh my God, I found my dad. I found my dad. I've been searching my whole life. Wake up in the morning, go to Facebook, and it's, you know, when you're blocked, it becomes bold. He blocked me and he sent me a message. It's like, I don't know what you want, blah, blah, blah. Stop with this nonsense, blah, blah, blah. You're lying, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh my God.
You lied.
My world. Yeah, that's another part. My world was just like, I don't know, like I was just so hurt. I was so hurt.
I can imagine.
I was so hurt. And mind you, this happened, me like really searching for him was after my grandmother, because I felt like I'm losing people around me. My mom passed, my grandmother passed. Yeah. These are people like they raised me in a way.
You come from them. So
yeah,
you need,
yeah. So I had this, I don't know, maybe my mind was so filled with this idea of death. I'm like, I don't want him to die before I meet him. I want to know him before he dies. Yeah. That was why like I pushed for it.
And that's what makes sense, because you want to know him. You want to know what mannerisms you have of him. So, yeah, it makes sense.
No, kids always do that. They always want to know, you know. So eventually, after that happened, this all happened in that sequence, by the way, you know. So grandmother passes, go for the funeral. Right after the funeral, probably a few days after the funeral, search for my dad. And now I'm like, it's intense. Yeah. I found him and then did that whole conversation. He blocks me. I get angry. I'm like, I'm going to show you. I'm worth talking to. I'm telling, like, I just felt I was trying to prove myself to my dad, which is wrong. But I felt like...
But it's understandable. You were 18. You were young. You wanted someone that belonged to you.
Yeah, I'm like, maybe he thinks I'm not somebody to want
to love.
Yeah, to love, want to talk to, you know. Yeah. Somehow I just wanted that. Like, I wanted it so bad. I'm like, I'm going to be a somebody and I'll show you that I'm worth talking to. Yeah. And I went back. I remember I went back to Gaborone, the city, going back to school. And I remember the Miss Botswana audition thing showed on TV. And I was like, perfect.
This is it.
Right on time. This is a few days apart, by the way.
Not even months.
Few days apart, I swear.
Oh my gosh.
I'm going back to the city because I went to the funeral.
Yeah.
If all of that, okay, I did stay there for like a month after the funeral. Though.
So it's all within the same space of time.
Exactly. So now go back to Gaborone, I see this ad and I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to join. I'm going to become Miss Botswana.
Yeah.
And my aim was like, I'm going to become Miss World. So that, you know, it reaches him because he's like
because in Miss World, everyone will be talking about it.
Everybody will see it.
Yeah.
And that time, that shouldn't be the motivation for you to want to do a pageant like that.
Exactly, yeah.
I think it should be bigger than that.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I made it so personal.
Mm-hmm.
So personal that I wasn't prepared for what came with the crown itself.
The crown and everything, yeah.
Yeah.
But did he reach out after...
It worked. It's like I was plotting and planning. You know? Like, I did become Miss Botswana, won the crown. Because
and you went to Miss World.
Yeah, the way I fought for that crown is because for me it was something bigger than just becoming. Yeah, like it was so intense and deep. Yeah. Like I put in the work. I did everything. I didn't know how to walk in heels. I was a tomboy. I was always wearing.
Yeah. And you had to practice
practice, and I did the most. I became a girly girl. I used to be like a boy, a girly girl. Yeah, no, it took a while because it was like a TV show leading up to the actual event.
But did he reach out after Miss Botswana or did he reach out after Miss World? I mean, after going to Miss World?
I'm not too sure of the thingy, that part, but I remember that he reached out. He's like, I've been watching you. Because obviously it stuck with him.
Of course.
That kid that let me go see.
Yeah.
And he reached out to me through Instagram, which shows me like he was actually watching me. Yeah, he reached out there. I've been watching you. I'm so proud of you. Yada, yada, yada. I'm like, oh my God. It felt like that. And, you know, all forgiven. In my head, I'm like, you know what? You rejected me. I don't care about that. Now you see me. Now you know
who I am.
Yeah,
I'm actually somebody.
Which is not nice because you've rejected me. Let's work through that first.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Did you guys have a conversation about that rejection?
I was too excited. I was too happy. And the whole time I just wanted to see him. Exactly. And I wanted to prove to him, like, I'm your daughter. Come, DNA test. We need to do this. He was going through... Am I taking out his business? I don't care if I do. He was going through he was going through a divorce in Greece. Yeah. He was going through a divorce in Greece. So he was also grieving his own issues there. You know, he was having his own issues. So now
we're here as well.
Yeah. So now, even to this day, I'm gonna say it. I don't know if he was coming to me as an escape from his divorce. Yeah. Like, I'm going through a lot. I need to see my daughter, my other daughter, because he has two other daughters. Or he genuinely wanted to meet this daughter. You. Yeah. So I'm still very confused even to this day about that. Came to Botswana and I'm excited, but the thing is, after everything that has happened, I was so numb. So even seeing him, in my head, I've already played out everything. So I wasn't like emotional. Oh my God, Dad. Yeah. I'm like, I've already seen you.
Because you've gone through so much, the rejection and everything. So when you met him,
I've already seen you. Yeah. I've already, like, this is all according to plan. So we do the DNA test, which comes out after 3 days. I am so sure. I'm like, I did my research. I know who you are. Like, you're my dad.
You had no doubts at all.
I had no doubt. Like, even when the doctor, because they do this whole thing about after this, if you want counseling, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. It's such a serious thing. Yeah. So I'm there with my aunt, my mom's younger sister, and my dad. And I'm the one who brought everybody together because I traced you. I brought you here in a way.
Exactly.
And we're sitting there and we're waiting for this man to announce the results. And he just opens and turns the papers to us and he's like, 99.9%. This is your dad. Yeah. And to him, because he had his doubts, it came as a shock. He knew because when he met me first time, he's like, oh my God, your mannerisms, your face, you look like me, your nose, you're this, you're that. Yeah. But for him, that was like the moment.
I remember he showed me the picture. I was like, okay. Yeah. Y'all are twins.
That's when it dawned on him, like, damn, she's my daughter. And they cried. I remember my aunt crying. Excuse me. My dad crying. My aunt crying. The doctor is just there like, and I'm just there like,
Okay.
I couldn't cry. Not that it wasn't emotional, but for me, I was like, I've cried.
You've cried. You've lost your grandmother. You've lost your mother.
Yeah.
You don't have tears. Whether this
Face rejection.
you face rejection from him.
Yeah. So even that whole moment, I was like, I knew this. Like, okay, let's get past this.
Get past this and move on. But I want to ask about, because we usually talk about just the what do you call this? The you finding the family. We always talk about the finding of the father or the mom. I want to know, have you had a conversation with your dad now that raised you and your aunt? And have you had that conversation with them? How did they feel when you went out to look for your dad? How did they feel when you found your dad and the whole situation? How was it for them? Because sometimes you'll find that the parents that raised you take a back seat and you find the parent that you've been looking for. And most kids will then start seeing the bad things that those parents have been doing to them, forgetting that they were teenagers. They had to actually be your parents and not be the cool parent. How was that situation for them? Have you had a conversation with them?
You know, my dad, my uncle, he was very strict. You know, he was very strict with me from then. Even when I was doing this whole searching for my dad.
Yeah.
When I found him, I remember I told him, I found my dad when I was still talking to him before he blocked me.
Yeah.
He was like, lower your expectations. He kept on saying that. He's like, he was scared. Like, he just felt like, oh, I don't know about this. And at the back of my mind, I was like, maybe it's because you think he's going to replace you. Like, you'll always be my dad. Like, you know.
Yeah.
But he's like, you don't know this man. You're not, you know.
And he's an adult, so he knows. He knows
exactly.
these things, yeah.
So, and also there was a part of him that just did. He's like, what do you like? I remember we had the conversation. It's like, I'm here.
Yeah.
What else do you want?
I've got everything for you.
Yeah, maybe he wanted me to do this much later when I'm grown. Maybe when my frontal lobe has developed, you know.
Yeah.
So that was the response. With my mom, that one should do anything for me. If I tell him I want to meet my dad, he's like, when?
She's like, I love my child. I've got your back.
She hired the first person to search for him. Yeah. And there were times where if my dad is hearing this for the first time, I mean my uncle, sometimes she would even want to do it behind his back. It's like, no, we can do it. We can. Yeah. Until finally I did it myself, you know, because we were failing miserably, you know, before. Yeah. So now the whole... the reason why we talked about my dad is to
it's
tell
about
you
Miss Botswana and Miss World. Yes.
So,
I love that. Yeah. I love the fact that you won Miss Botswana. You went and you saw the world.
I wanted to be seen by just one person. You know how for other people it's like, oh my God, I'm Miss Botswana. Everybody
knows who I am.
Not like that. I don't think anybody's like that. But,
I feel you.
But there's a side of you that's like, you know, people will know who I am. But for me, it was just for one person, you know.
Just to see.
And when I went to Miss World, I related with Miss Greece.
Oh.
Who was just...
because your dad is from Greece.
I took pictures with Miss Greece deliberately. Oh, he reached out to me after Miss World, by the way. Took pictures with Miss Greece, put them on social media deliberately. Yeah. But Miss Greece at that time, I think, got disqualified. Yeah. During my time. Yeah. She was very feisty. Loved her though. Yeah. Yeah. So
I love it. So from Miss World, you go to Malaysia.
Yeah.
To study.
To school. Yeah.
Then what did you study there?
I studied digital film and television. Yeah. That's like my first love is art. Yes. Yeah, but that's like very related, you know.
How many years did you study?
That was 4 years.
4 years.
Yeah.
And then from Malaysia,
I met you.
Dang, dang, dang.
I know. Oh, no. There was a little gap in between.
And you were working in corporate?
I worked in corporate. I was a PR and marketing executive for one university in Botswana. Hated it.
Oh, didn't we all?
Yeah.
Like, office work, I don't think is for us.
I mean, like, it's stable. Yeah. The money is good. It's okay. You know, you're sure.
Oh, of course.
You can get a lot of things done. Yeah, of course. But for me, I was like, I choose the difficult road.
And that's the road I'm taking.
I want to be a creative.
How did you know about the auditions of Muvhango?
So they were posted on one university in Botswana. I think, what's the name of that university in South Africa? AFDA.
Oh, after, yes.
Yeah, so there was after, then it changed to another name in Botswana. I forgot the name of the college. They posted it, and I saw the little advert,
Yeah.
and I went to go try my luck.
And here you are sitting with us.
Yeah, that's where I met Sia.
Sia, yes.
That's where I met Sia for the first time.
Sia, by the way, is James.
And he became my brother.
That's our brother.
Yeah,
that's like one person.
Even in real life, like he's like a brother.
Exactly.
We fight like siblings.
People don't understand when I tell them that you can't say anything negative about Sia with me, to me.
Even if you're right.
Even if you're right,
I'll
I don't
defend
care.
him. I'll be
That's
like,
my brother. I'm the only one who's allowed to irritate him. Yeah. But how did you find the character? So Seneo played the character of Khumo on Muvhango. She was James Mutsamai's younger sister. Yeah. She was conniving. She was evil. Her first scene, she killed Mutsamai's mother.
Not that I'm proud.
Like, you need to be proud because it's not you.
Yeah,
it's the character, which means which shows what kind of an actress she is. Because sometimes if you're a beautiful woman, people think you can't do anything other than that. And especially, I think it's worse for you because you are also in pageantry, right?
Yeah, I was a
sweetheart. People exactly. So now people see you as this. Oh, she's cute, but she's actually an actress, guys. She is. Call her up. So you played and you messed up things for myself, Gugu, and Imani, and basically everybody on Muvhango. How did you find playing the character? Because you guys are definitely not the same person.
You know what's funny? When I keep saying, you know what's funny? Is it funny though?
Oh, I've been saying the same thing since you started.
When I started, because it was my first big gig.
Yeah.
I was nervous, and you could tell even through the screen, and it didn't make it easy that this character, like, it demanded so much from me. You know, I had to take all that. If there's like a bit of aggression inside of me, I had to take it all of it. Yeah, it was very therapeutic because I got to do things that I can't do in real life.
Exactly.
You know, on screen, I'm like, you make me angry, I'm gonna kill
That's
you.
That's the beauty of acting. Because you're like, I can't do this in real life.
So I'm gonna do it here. Not that I want to do that.
Of course.
You know, we all have that little, people that go to rage rooms. They go there to
scream and break things. Yeah.
My character felt like that.
Yeah.
You know, at first I was confused. I didn't love it so much because I'd be thinking for the writers, I'm like, make her fall in love.
Yeah.
You know, make her actually fall in love.
And that's the mistake most actors do.
Yeah. Make her do this. And I would want her to change. I'm like, I'm waiting for Khumo to change. Yeah. And it doesn't happen all the time. You know, every time I step in there and I open the thing, you know, those huge scripts that we used to get.
Oh,
and
I'll be reading huge scenes.
And I'll read them in one day. Like, I'll read not even one day, like 3 hours and I'm reading. I'm like, oh my God, I can't wait to see what's going to happen. And after the whole thing, after reading, I put it down. I'm like, I'm still killing. I'm still conniving.
You're still doing the same thing. That's acting for you. That's acting for you. You feel like you want to write the script for whoever. You feel like you want to direct for whoever's directing. But the nicest thing is that you just need to remind yourself, hey, let me just stick to my acting.
Yeah.
Let's end the show with some games.
Okay. Oh my God, I can't believe it.
It's almost right at the end. So I have a few questions. It's not really games. It's just a few questions. Just to end our show on a lighter note. And I have them. Guys, it's our first podcast.
Let's just take out the teddy bears.
Like and comment so we can have nicer things. Yeah. So I have about 7 questions.
I mean, I know you. What is it?
That we can play with? So the first question is, would you rather always have to sing instead of speak or dance everywhere you go? So instead of talking, would you rather dance or sing? Which one would you rather do?
Dance.
Dance,
girl.
I knew that was what you were going to say.
I'm always dancing, you know that.
I know.
I was always dancing.
So instead of answering the question,
so I'll be like, yes, ma'am.
I
thought that I
should. And the next one is, what is your most embarrassing childhood memory?
Most embarrassing?
Yeah.
What did I do? I have too many.
You have too many. Pick one. Pick one.
No.
Most embarrassing.
The most embarrassing thing, it's not childhood. It's
Yes.
during the Miss Botswana. I used to travel with the president of Botswana,
Yeah.
Yen Khumo. So my first trip with the president, we're going to a khotla. So in our culture, you know, we go for khotla meetings. Everybody, like women, they're supposed to wear like dresses and skirts, longer skirts.
Yeah, of course.
So my first khotla meeting, I was wearing pants that were tight. And I know.
Didn't you know you were supposed to wear?
Stepping into the whole thing, they're like, Miss Botswana, I better buruchi mo khotleng. And I was like, oh my God.
How did you recover? What did you do?
Forgot. The thing's like, at that time, I wasn't going for khotla meetings. I was young.
Yeah,
like, you know,
course.
It wasn't a thing for me.
You needed someone to tell you,
guide me
to
through
guide
that.
you through.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So now I'm ashamed because all the women are like,
all the older people are looking at you sideways.
I mean, some love me. I can see love through their eyes.
Of course.
And it's correction. Like they're saying, you're not supposed to be like that.
Yeah.
Then the Kosi, the chief, takes the mic. And I'm like, yo, Jesus. And
no one gave you like a scarf or anything
no,
to put
everyone was
over?
like, you know, those like, it felt like a TV show, like the murmuring and the talking.
I know.
And when I took the mic, it made it worse. I was like, I am so sorry. They're like, why like,
because I know
They're
our
saying-
cultures are
Yeah,
very like
they're like-
speaking.
so I
speak
made
your mother tongue.
I come in with pants.
and now you're speaking
Now
English.
I speak English.
Who do you think you are?
But that was very embarrassing.
No, that is
And I
embarrassing.
was turning red.
No.
If it wasn't for the makeup,
Yeah,
like, yo,
yeah.
I'm pretty sure my ears were like flaming
That's
red.
embarrassing. No, I feel
Very,
you.
very.
I feel you. So the third one is, if you could swap lives with any fictional character for a day, who would it be and why?
Fictional. Oh my God.
I know.
Like on TV or book.
Doesn't matter. It could be a book. It could be
Can I switch
TV.
lives with someone who's living somewhere else?
A real life human being.
A real life human being.
Are they on TikTok or Instagram?
Celebrity.
Well, we will take them as a fictional character. Who would you swipe your life with?
Hey, this is difficult. I love my life. Complicated.
Yeah, I
as it
was
is.
about to say, because
Yeah.
it's kind of weird if it's an actual human being, because you don't know their struggles. Maybe you
Yeah.
won't even be able to handle their struggles.
It-
But a fictional character, it's like,
They're not floating around. They also have their own challenges, and I'm like,
exactly.
yeah.
So you don't know with that one.
I don't, because everybody's living out their dreams. I would want to switch lives with Rihanna because she's.
Then that's your fictional character.
Yeah, she had her kids like ba. She's
Right?
pregnant now.
And she's got all the money to
Yeah,
just do as she wants.
exactly.
She's
She's a-
pregnant now, third child.
Their child, and she's a billionaire, and I love that.
Damn, I love it.
I know.
She's giving birth like how I'm going to give birth when I start
One time,
having kids.
mm.
Remember
Yeah,
how I always
yeah,
say,
yeah.
once I start having kids, this year, next year.
Same.
So what's your go-to karaoke song?
Love on the Brain by Rihanna.
You and I'm a Rihanna girl too.
I'm such a terrible singer, man.
Oh yeah, but you're a good dancer, so that's good.
Yeah.
What's your
But you
super?
always say I can sing. You know that. There are times where you're like, oh my God.
No,
that
but you're
melody.
better than me
Ooh.
though. You really are better than me. I sound
Go
like
on.
a cat dying.
I wanted the compliment. Go on to the next question. I feel like.
And I gave you the, and you
Absolutely.
knew I was gonna
Thank you
give the
very much.
compliment.
Thank you.
You're the worst. And what's your superpower? Real or imaginary?
I feel like I have the ability to heal. And not like, oh my God, Seneo, I have superpowers. No.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like whenever somebody comes in and they're going through something, every time they leave the room or we talk and whatever,
Yeah.
I can see it. Like, their spirit is
There's a
lifted.
shift.
There's a shift.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like that's something that God has given me in discernment. I feel like for you to be able to like say the right things,
Yeah.
you need to have the spirit of
Yeah.
discernment.
Yeah.
And I have that.
I can
I would
attest
like
to
to
that.
believe.
That's true.
Yeah.
You do have a very a spirit to heal, a light spirit to heal. It's you have a lovely soul.
Thank you.
You
my
do,
love.
you do.
Yeah.
And so the last two, the one is, what's the pettiest reason you won't date someone?
Bad breath.
It's so petty, but I feel you.
It's petty. I know it can be corrected.
I feel you, yeah.
But I feel like if you neglect something, so not just bad breath, like smelly feet, like
just order.
Anything that has to do with hygiene. I feel like you are grown. You're not my little brother. I mean, like, with my little brother, I mean, I get it. I'm like, Bobo, Hamba.
But now a whole other human being, I can't really tell you much.
Sir, do I need to force you to bath? I mean, unless it's a health issue.
Of course.
And beforehand, you're like, you know what, babe?
Yeah.
You need to know something. Is it halitosis?
I have no idea, but I think that's what it is.
I have this issue, but I'm working on it.
Yeah.
Then, it's okay. But, that's the picture.
No, I feel you. And the last one is, what would you like to be remembered as?
As
on
or
earth,
for?
As and for. So on this earth, for people that love you, for people at home, what is that one thing that you would like when you walk into a room for someone and you walk out for someone to say, she's done this to me, or she reminds me of this? What is that one thing for you?
Wow, you made me think. Not a lot of people make me think. I feel like everything that I want to be remembered for, I already am, you know. I want to be remembered for being a light to people's worlds.
Yeah.
You know, I want to be remembered for being inspirational, just changing lives and all of that. Yeah. After I die, I want to hear someone say, yeah, she changed my life. Oh my God.
She was a wonderful human being.
Yeah, one time she said this. Yeah. You know, I want to leave like a legacy of words or things I've said or have done that people will remember. Like Miles Monroe.
Yeah. And you know what's one of the beautiful things that you don't have to, it doesn't have to be a physical thing. You bring light to people's lives with just your energy, with just your presence.
Can I pose the same question to you?
Woo, Jesus Christ, you know. When I wrote that question and right now when you said I've made you think. This question makes me think all the time. And when I wrote it down, I was like, I still don't know what I want people to remember me as. But all I know is that I move with love. I move with honesty. So I would like for someone, the answer I can give you now is that I would like for someone to remember me as someone that didn't fake it. If you're in my space and I'm giving you love, I'm giving you love. If you have done something wrong, I will let you know because I love you. Therefore, it will be known. So it's for me, I guess it's love. Wherever I move and however I move, I want it to be love.
You know what's nice about you and I? We left an imprint of who we are on TV. It's not a lot of people.
Yes.
I mean, I love my mom. She's late, but I don't think generations to come after me and whatever, they'll be like, hey, Musa Mabengano, do you remember this lady?
Exactly.
And they'll be like videos and stuff. But for someone who's on TV, you'll be remembered for that as well. Like she lived out her dream. You know, she's online, she's here, she's done that and this.
And the way you just turned this around to being about me.
That's what it's supposed to be.
I know it's about you. Thank you so much for coming through. Thank you so much for showing me some love.
Yeah.
You are literally one of the people that shows me love with most of the things I do.
Yeah.
I had to memulo in KZN, guys.
I know, I drove
in
all the way.
She came all the way.
Yeah.
While people that I really thought would be there were like,
I can't make it.
You are one person that in life, if anything, if there's an opportunity, if anything, and I'm there and I know you'll be able to
do that,
girl, you get my call.
Yeah,
because you're always that girl for me. So I really appreciate
Tell them
you.
how we had to give her dollar signs like Nigerians.
Memulo. It was your first time actually attending Memulo as well.
Yeah, I loved it. You have a beautiful culture.
Thank you. But we all have a beautiful culture if we actually just nurture it and just love it. Exactly, and appreciate. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, my love. Thank you, guys. Oh my goodness. Lina ngiyakuthanda.
Yebo.
Ntombazane.
Guys, thank you so much for watching. Please share, like, and subscribe. I'll keep on saying that. Mwah! Unscripted moments with Bukamina Cebekhulu. Bye.
Bye.
Kulungileka, bye.
That was great.
Thank you for staying this long, for liking, subscribing, and sharing with your family and friends. You can follow me on TikTok, which is Bukamina_Fanele, and also on my Instagram, which is Bukamina_Fanele. Come back again in my next episode. Nginithanda ngothando love.
We are ready.
Yeah,
if you
ready.
are. Can you say this?
From there?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Because I'm trying to read my intro.
Cool. I'll let you know if I can say that.
Okay, go.
Give me a call. Unscripted Moments. This is episode 1. The date is the shooting. So we can resume. Start in. Let me see. Yeah, you can see the book.
Can you?
Yeah.
It's fine. I'm keeping my book.
I'm kidding.
Listen, these are mistakes I'll be laughing at
No, it's fine.
later on.
It's natural. Like,
Yeah.
podcast is not like an interview.
Yeah, it's
so
not
you
an
can-
interview. I'm keeping my
You
book.
can have your little book.
Yeah.
Alright. So we're going on.